I think we're good.
I'm still seeing off air.
Mine, Stephanie, mine says
Oh, there
we're
we
live.
go. We're live. Okay. Awesome. Welcome, everybody. It is the top of the hour. I'm so excited to have you. My name is Stephanie Murray. I'm a Sapphire Ambassador with Plexus. And if you don't know what that is or why that's important, by the end of the night, you'll kind of get an idea about what that means. And joining me is Rachel and Amber. And Rachel and Amber are each emeralds. And fun fact, all three of us are originally California girls. Amber still lives in California. Rachel has moved to Texas. And I just recently moved to Montana. Thanks to Plexus, we were able to build our dream home. So kind of on that note, the three of us tonight are really excited to share our stories with you because all three of us have been dramatically touched by the business side of Plexus and financially what this business has meant for each of us is a little bit different, but nonetheless. So with that, I'm just going to turn it right over to Amber. She's going to share your story, and then we're going to move through to Rachel, and then I'll see you at the end and close us out. So Amber, take it away.
Okay, thank you so much, Stephanie. Yes, my name is Amber Hargett, and I'm an Emerald Ambassador, and a lot of you won't know what that means, like Stephanie said, but what it means for me is that Plexus has drastically changed my life. The products have done a lot for my family. We have had some issues with my daughter with attention. We were able to help her immensely. So even if I didn't make a dime, even if I didn't lose a pound with this products, I would still say it changed my life. But the business, I'd love to tell you my story because it's really just been amazing. So I got married very young. I was 19. I was young. My husband was almost 10 years older, so he wasn't quite as young. But we were like that typical young couple that's struggling financially. And, I remember like going to lunch with my family, and my mom would always slip me a 20 under the table so I could just go to lunch with my sisters and stuff. Well, then 2008 happened. And in 2008, I already had two little girls, and I was pregnant with my third child, and I ended up having a miscarriage. Well, that sent me into kind of a depression, and even more than that is I really wanted to focus on the girls that I had. I really wanted to stay home, pour into them, and it was just became like my dream to be able to be that stay-at-home mom with them. Well, so I quit my job in faith, and I didn't realize that 2008 was going to be the beginning of the recession. And so I quit my job, and then my husband that year lost both of his jobs. So we had absolutely no money coming in. We ended up losing our house, and our marriage was honestly hanging on by a thread. And I think that's why I'm so passionate about this business, is because more people go to bed stressed about finances than even they can stress about their health. So after that, we started moving every year. We started moving and moving, looking for the cheapest rent. We got extremely in debt, and my husband got any job he could find. He was delivering pizzas. He was selling pre-planned funerals at the height of the recession. That is not a great business to go into. When people are worried about how they're going to live, they don't really care about their pre-planned funeral. So we finally, after years and years, both got good full-time jobs. So we got good full-time jobs, but it was just like too late. It was, we were so far into debt, there was just seemed to be like no way out. Our marriage struggled throughout those years. We had some good years, some bad years, but at the core of our fights was finances. And so that is where I found Plexus. We were in debt. We were struggling. I was working 40 hours a week. I went to work till 4 p.m. My husband started at 4 p.m. So we never saw each other. And I had to give up that dream of being home. And, I always wanted to stay home with my kids, but I also always had something in me that like desired to do something for myself outside of the house. I always desired to have my own business. So I joined Plexus just to lose some weight. and I started taking the products, and I honestly sat back and I did not do the business for 6 months. I looked at everybody doing the business, and I had been burned by network marketing before. When we were first married, we really struggled. We got married with like some really good friends at the same time, and we went to marriage counseling and everything, and they would come to church and they'd be like, it's like having a sleepover with your best friend every night. And Mark and I were like, no, that's not what marriage is like. So we struggled in the beginning. And so we went to church hoping to find some friends, hoping to find somebody who, we could really like just bond with. And so our first Sunday there, somebody invited us to their house for dinner. And so we were like, I remember crying and like, oh man, we've made some friends. So we went to their house and they whipped out a whiteboard and they presented a network marketing plan. Well, since that time, like I was against any sort of direct sales, network marketing. I thought it was just, I didn't like it. And I was not friendly to people who were doing the business. But I always did want my own business. And so when I started the products, I started to see, I had one customer who just signed because I was doing these little songs on Facebook about this pink drink that I started. And so I had one customer, she turned into my one ambassador, and I literally saw her life go from barely surviving to planning her funeral, and I'm not even being dramatic, to being a vibrant, alive and fun-filled businesswoman. And so she told me one day, about 6 months after we started the products, Amber, I'm gonna do this business. And I remember thinking like, you're gonna do this business? Like, well, and I remember asking her like, well, how far are you gonna go? And she said, well, I'm gonna go to the top. And I said, I'm super competitive. And so I said, well, I'm going to the top with you. And so I think that's really started my desire that I've always wanted something of my own. I've always wanted, I would actually apply for a Chick-fil-A franchise. So I would apply for the franchise and they would send me through to the next step. Why wouldn't they? I would make an amazing Chick-fil-A owner. But then they would say, okay, now we would need $10,000 of unborrowed funds. And then I'd be like, oh, well, I don't have $10,000 of unborrowed funds. And so the next month I would apply again because I thought, oh, they're surely going to see that this person like wants it and they're going to waive that fee. And they never did. So here I was able to start a business for $34.95, my very own business that I'm able to do from home, that I'm able to work from home. So after I got that full-time job and I started on Plexus, I want to take you through kind of just the idea of what you can expect to make and kind of what that meant for me as I started this business. So I started in 2014 on Black Friday, we went all in. By the end of the weekend, I was what they call silver. So the first step in this company is a step called silver. And silver ambassadors make about $300 to $400 a month. Okay, that doesn't sound like a ton of money, but for me, that is what changed my life. That $300 to $400 a month meant that I could put my gas on a debit card instead of a credit card. It meant that I could say, yes, we can go to pizza on Friday night. You know, one of the things I remember telling my friend that it hit me so hard was one time recently we were at a gas station, or I was to a CVS, and my daughter's lips were all chapped, and she said, hey mom, can I get some chapstick? And I was like, oh yeah, they're 2 for $2. Why don't you just go ahead and get 2? And I remember I got all teary because that would have been a luxury before. Even something that small was a stretch for us. We were constantly thinking about every dollar that we spent. So when I was making that $300 to $400 at silver within a weekend, that changed my life. So the next step was gold. Gold ambassadors can bring in about $1,000 a month. Well, for me, I was able to do that within about a month and a half. I was able to go gold. And suddenly I'm bringing in $1,000 a month, working a couple hours a day. So people tell me that they're too busy to take on another business. I was working full time. I was going to school full time. I was starting a church in my house. I had 3 little girls now at that time, and one of them shows horses, which is all consuming. And so I was a busy, busy person, but I would get up an hour early in the morning and I'd work my business. And then I would go to bed an hour later at night and I would work my business. And suddenly I found myself bringing in $1,000 extra a month. And then within 2 more months, I hit senior gold, which is bringing in about $2,000 a month. I got married young and we started having kids young, so I dropped out of college. Well, I finally went back in my late 20s and I finished my college degree, and I got myself a nice job, and I was not bringing home $2,000 a month after all the taxes and everything in my nice bank job that I had. And then I hit Ruby. That's the next step. And that is making $35,000 a year. I'm in California, so we put up with a lot in our schools. But other states, that's a starting teacher salary. And this is money that you can be making part-time from home. So then I hit senior Ruby, and I was about 7 months in to trying at my Plexus business, or maybe 8 months in, trying at my Plexus business. And in 8 months, I was bringing in about $55,000 a year in this company. It was then that I told my bank, like, I can't be here anymore. I am working 40 hours a week. I am missing my girls' lives. I want to be the one that is home with them when they're sick. I want to be the one that gets to go on their field trips. And I see Emerald, which is the next step, on the horizon, and I cannot stay. So I quit my full-time job at that point. And a year ago, I hit Emerald. And so what that means is at Emerald, I am bringing in $120,000 a year. That is the average that Emerald brings in. I never thought I could make that kind of money from home, working part-time. You know, today, actually, I just got back from my daughter's field trip. We went to San Diego. I don't remember why I loved field trips so much now that I had screaming kids in my car. I was like, no, why did I work so hard to do this? No, but I get to be there for my kids. I get to realize that dream that I had when I first started. And the next step after Emerald is Sapphire. So I am actually just very, very close to Sapphire. And Sapphire ambassadors are bringing in about $190,000 a year. And then by the end of the year, I will be hitting Diamond, and that's $429,000 a year. Okay, need $429,000 a year. Like, I am never somebody who needs a lot of money. Like my sister, when I went Emerald, she bought me kitchen towels because she was just like, Amber, you can afford kitchen towels now. I told someone the other day, paper towels are a luxury. Like, I don't need paper towels. I got towels, I got toilet paper. Like, why do you need them? So I don't need money, but now that I'm making amazing money from home, like, I can think about other people. When I was, when we were so strapped and we were so broke, I could only think about my family. I can only think about my bills, putting food on our table. And now I am able, last year I was able to go to Costa Rica with my daughter, build a home for somebody who didn't have one. We're going back in July. I'm able to help financially with people. I'm able to give. Like, I love to give. And so our CEO always says that we are blessed to be a blessing. And it sounds cliche, but I truly, truly believe that is why I have been blessed in this business. And I would love to see more of you guys be able to be blessed and be blessed to be a blessing. So I am going to hand it over to my friend Rachel. I would love to hear more about her story and what she thinks about our products and our compensation plan. Rachel?
Thank you so much, Amber. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love hearing these stories. It never gets old for me. So my name is Rachel, and I'm a Emerald ambassador. I have been with Plexus for almost 3 years. This month will be my 3-year anniversary. And one of the things that I love about Plexus is every single story is so incredibly different. And it just goes to show that, you know, in Plexus, with this opportunity, you don't have to be molded to be a certain type of person to be successful in this business. My story is extremely different from Amber's, and it's going to be extremely different from Stephanie's. I started off extremely skeptical, like so skeptical that I would kind of research Plexus just so I could poke holes in it. I didn't understand it one bit. I it didn't make sense to me. I was hearing these stories and I was seeing these posts and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. You guys are just a little crazy. You know what I mean? And it was just because I didn't understand. But the truth of the matter is I was sitting there kind of mocking them and watching this all the time going, I am so tired of being tired though. Like, they're starting to say things that are interesting me and it's just eating me alive because I needed something to change with my health. And I thought that I was fairly healthy, but I was a tired mom. And it's funny that Amber talks about that story of how she went over to the friend's house and, you know, they brought out that whiteboard, and it's so true. We have this thought of what network marketing is and what, network marketers are like. And so we immediately want to be like, no, that is not for me. I don't even want to go there. But what I noticed through all of my researching and all of my talking to my friends about it, I noticed that Plexus ambassadors were so very different. And I couldn't quite put my finger on it to start, but nobody was chasing after me. Nobody was being pushy. Nobody was giving me a sales pitch or trying to convince me. They were just sharing stories about how these products were changing people's lives. And I got to a point where I'm like, okay, I want to try it. But then that mommy guilt hit. I have spent so long taking care of everybody else that it just felt wrong for me to want to do something for myself. So my story, like I said, is different from Amber's, is that we weren't coming from a situation of being in debt. It wasn't something that I needed. I did not need this opportunity, but I needed something that was going to help me be a better mom and a better wife. And my curiosity got to me. I had to try these products. And because I could tell the ambassadors were different, because I could tell that, you know, they weren't stocking products, they weren't having parties, they weren't chasing after me, none of them fit that mold of a network marketer, I felt very confident in asking, okay, I know that you guys make some money on this. And to relieve that stress of me feeling like I'm spending money on myself, I was like, okay, in all my research, I know people that could benefit. If what you're saying is true, I know people could benefit from this. So I'm willing to share with them so that I can get my products for free so that I didn't feel guilty. Isn't that awful that I felt guilty for wanting to take care of myself? So I signed up right away with no intentions of working a business. I did not think the way Amber thinks. I did not want a business. I just wanted my products for free. My health very quickly was starting to change, and I got that energy that I was looking for, and I was like, I need to understand why this is happening, because all of a sudden I'm like, these products really do work. Like, even after I bought them, I was skeptical. The products were working, and I was watching lives being changed, and I needed to know, why is this so different? Why are people having so much success with these products? And the reason is that these products are safe, they're natural, they are getting to the root cause of our health issues. There are so many other products out there that address the symptoms of what's going on. You know, I could have gone out and just gotten an energy drink because I was tired. I needed to know, why am I tired? Let's address that issue and fix that so that it's lasting. And guys, we could sit here and all night talk to you about the health benefits that Plexus is doing for people, but just know that these are plant-based, natural products with no garbage in it, and they are getting to the root cause of our health issues, and that is blood sugar instability, gut health, and inflammation. I want to just spew everything to you guys because that is my passion. That is what got me into this opportunity, is these products. And because of the way that the products are helping to change people's lives. And how my business grew, how I got to Emerald when I started with, I don't want to work a business, I just want my products for free, was because I saw the lives being changed. And I said, I don't have very many friends, but I know that my friends have a lot of friends and their friends have a lot of friends. And if this is impacting me so greatly from a financial standpoint, because it did, it started to benefit our family in ways that we couldn't imagine. I'm like, I know that people need this. I have friends that need this opportunity. I have friends that are in the same place that I'm in, and they have that guilt of they want to do something for themselves, but they just can't take that step. And so I started sharing these products and said, hey, I need help sharing these products. And in the meantime, while we're sharing these products, we get compensated for this. And you can do as much or as little. That's another thing that I love about this opportunity is you can take it as far as you want. There is no limit to what you can do with this business, but you don't have to make that your goal. I mean, I want everybody to make that their goal because I want them to be able to experience all of the blessings that we have experienced on this 3-year-long journey. You heard Amber, she got there quick. This has been a journey for me. I have grown through this, but I have just wanted to help people understand these products. And then through that came the opportunity. And so I get to share with people, and people on my team, they're like, my Plexus paycheck paid for our groceries this month, or this is the first time that this has paid for my car payment. Those are big, big things. And you don't have to fit a certain mold. Believe it or not, I'm actually very shy. This is easy for me because I can see myself on the screen. I can't see all of you guys. But I don't have to be that person that's so outgoing, the one that we think is successful in this business. I get to set my goals and do what I want and see how I want to run my business. And I get to pick my pace. And that's what's so awesome about this opportunity as well, is that when you join Plexus to get yourself healthy, but then share this gift with other people, you get to choose what you want to do with it. You are your own CEO. So you get to have your own business. And it is just the coolest thing. And I do want to add one more thing. Aside from the products, I needed the products for my health. And everybody who starts Plexus needs these products for their health. We need to be taking care of ourselves. Our health is just so, it's just priceless. You can't put a price tag on your health. But part of your health, it's not just your physical health, but it's your emotional health. And even though I was a tired mom and had friends, I was still pretty lonely. And this became something that has just blossomed into an amazing support system and community. And I know that Stephanie is going to go a little bit more into that, but the opportunity is not just about finances. And I want you guys to understand that this, just everything about Plexus, it's the whole package. You have an opportunity to take your health to crazy heights that you never imagined your health could be there. I thought I was healthy for the most part, and I've experienced things that I've never even dreamed of with my health. I feel good. Plexus ambassadors are happy. We feel so good, and we want to share that with you guys. And then we have an opportunity to share that with our friends and family and turn it into a business, as big or as little as you want. Know that the sky is the limit, guys. I'm starting to get passionate now, and I could just talk on and on all night long. I have so much that I would love to share with you guys, but just know these products are different because they are getting to the root cause of our health issues. That is why there's so many stories. That is why we are all here. If it wasn't for the products, we wouldn't have a business. So much more. I just thank you guys so much for letting me share just a tiny, tiny bit of my story of why I love the product so much and how that's turned into a business and an opportunity, and just allowing our family to do things that we never imagined that we could do. But I'm going to go ahead and let Stephanie share with you, because she's got some pretty fun stuff that she wants to share with you about this business and just why she loves it and just how much fun we have with it, because I'm about to lose it, but I'm going to let her talk. So Stephanie, go for it.
Thank you, Rachel. Okay, yay, I'm so glad you all are sticking with us. I love hearing people's stories. Every Plexus story I've ever heard just touches, I see myself in that story somewhere. So I hope that you're seeing the same things, that you're seeing part of yourself in Amber's story and part of yourself in Rachel's story. And I'm going to share my story really briefly with you, and then I'm going to share some of the extra fun stuff about being a Plexus ambassador. So really briefly, again, my name's Stephanie Murray. I'm a Sapphire Ambassador, and now you guys know a little bit about what that means since Amber shared that with you. And 3 years ago, I decided to join Plexus because I wanted to lose weight. And it was really the products that got me interested. I saw my friend Erica posting on Facebook about the fact that she was losing weight and that she's got kids about the same age as my kids, pretty young, and she was keeping up with them. She was doing all their activities. She's a teacher. So seeing her really active and not tired really inspired me. And I was like, okay, I need that. And I really needed to lose weight. After my second baby, I never really lost any weight. I just kept gaining and couldn't really get anything under control. When my baby was about 6 months old, I had to go back to work. I had been a stay-at-home mom for about 2 years at that point, and I loved being a stay-at-home mom. I honestly felt and feel like that is why I'm on this earth, is to be a stay-at-home mom and just to be a mom. And so it was really heartbreaking for me when my youngest was 6 months old to have to leave him and leave both my sons to be raised in daycare so that I could go back to work. And really, I was working 50, 60-hour weeks with a 3-hour commute every day. I would go sometimes days without seeing my kids or my husband because I would be up before they were up, and I would come home after they were asleep and do the same thing the next day, turn around and get back on the road, drive to my job, and all that break even, and to still be, buying groceries on a credit card or gas on a credit card at the end of the month, and really not really making ends meet and sacrificing my kids' childhoods for that to make money. And I don't know about you, but I think that sometimes we get really stuck trying to make a living instead of living our lives, and it's not a fun place to be, especially when you're feeling like you're just treading water and kind of drowning financially. So that's kind of where I was at when I saw my friend Erica posting on Facebook about this little pink drink. So I decided to try it. I maxed out a credit card and I signed up as an ambassador immediately because that was the cheapest way to do it. That was going to save me the most money, and that's all I knew that I needed. I had just enough room on my credit card, so that's what I was going to do, and I had to get my products as cheap as possible. Now, kind of similar to Amber and Rachel, I had a bad taste in my mouth about network marketing, and I was really not interested in starting a business. I had done 2 different network marketing companies prior, and I worked my booty off, and I didn't get anywhere. I never even got a paycheck from either one of them. So I was really skeptical and not interested in doing the business side, but I was really open to sharing my health journey with my friends on Facebook. And so when my friend Erica suggested, that I just share that I was excited to start these products, I did. I just took a picture, selfie with my pink drink and posted it. And lo and behold, people were interested and wanted to try it with me. And really the ball started rolling on its own in the beginning. And so I got kind of curious and was like, okay, let me look at this compensation plan and see how I'm going to get paid now that I have somebody that ordered from me. And when I was looking at it and I saw the income disclosure, which Amber had mentioned, like how much you can make at every level, and the light bulb clicked for me. It just, binged on, and realized, oh, wow, wait a minute. I could replace my income that, I'm driving 3 hours a day and not seeing my kids and just miserable. I could replace that income and come home. So when that light bulb clicked for me, I went just, pedal to the metal, just as hard and fast as I could. And my eyes were just on the prize. I knew that I wanted to get home to be with my babies. And so that's what I did. I worked really, really hard. And in about 10, 11 months, I made it to Emerald and worked my way up from there. And now I'm Sapphire. Sorry if you can hear my children banging on the door. Hold on. Okay, push the button. Sorry. Netflix is the babysitter tonight. Fix it. Okay, then find something else to do. I'm on a call. This is real life, guys. So this is proof that you can do this business even if you're crazy busy, even if you've got kids running around, and really fit it in the nooks and crannies of your day. Just go find something else to do, please. I'm almost done. So I worked my tushy off, got to Emerald, got to Sapphire, and at Emerald, I did leave my job. Hallelujah. I retired. I consider myself retired because I get to do what I love and I get to work when I want to. And so I retired at age 25. And this last August, my husband and I decided to buy 5 acres in Montana and built our dream home here. And we're kind of slowing things down from the Southern California lifestyle and just absolutely happy. So I feel like I've been able to realize, again, my passion for being a mom, and then also have this insane, amazing income that's truly sustaining us and taking a lot of stress off of our family. We've been able to pay off tons of debt, lots and lots of debt. Like, I'm embarrassed how much debt we were in, but thank you to Plexus and thank you to Jesus, we've been able to pay that off. And now I'm excited to share the fun perks. There are lots of extra perks that come along with being a Plexus ambassador. So I'm going to share just really quickly about the fun, the friendships, and giving back. And so the fun, I brought my little necklaces up here. Let me show you all of these. Woo! These all represent a trip that Plexus has sent me on. So I've been on, oh my gosh, when's the last time I counted? Something like 9, somewhere between like 9 and 12 trips, thanks to Plexus. This one right here, the shells, these are from Hawaii. So we've gone to Hawaii twice now, Maui and Kona, and we're going back to Hawaii this year. So in September, when you reach Emerald, which is what Amber and Rachel are as well, Emerald and above, Plexus sends you on a all expenses paid trip for you and a guest to Hawaii every single year. And it is luxury like no other. Like, I've done Hawaii on a bootstrap budget, and we've stayed at the kind of roach infested condo just to be in paradise. This is not like that. We stayed at the Fairmont, which is super duper fancy, fancier than I've ever been, and they just totally lavish on everything. They just really appreciate us as ambassadors. And you don't have to be an Emerald ambassador to feel the love from Plexus. And I can say I've worked since I was like 13 years old, and I've never even gotten like a thank you note from an employer, let alone been sent on trips. They send us little gifts all the time in the mail. They give us all these extra incentives. They give us really great pay. So just all sorts of fun stuff. Things that you can like earn extra giant checks, which is like, it's really cool just to have a check. So, and then friendships. So when I started Plexus, I didn't really think I needed any more friends. I loved my friends, and I was good. I didn't think I needed anyone else to come into my life. And now fast forward 3 years, and some of my closest friends, the people that I talk to on a daily basis, are people that I would not know if it weren't for Plexus. And these are people, the kindest people I've ever known, the most encouraging, uplifting, and positive people to grow alongside them. I've been able to have them help grow me. I've been able to help grow them. And not just as a Plexus ambassador, but as a mom and as a Christian. And so it's just been an amazing group of people to be around. And Rachel mentioned the same, just sometimes she was feeling lonely as a mom, and this has provided this community, and it's just really a really awesome community of really different people, like-minded people that you don't find everywhere. And then the final little point that I want to make is the fact that we get to give back. So Amber kind of mentioned this, that she's been able to go on missions trips, and there are tons of Plexus ambassadors doing things like that just on an individual basis, being able to give when you feel led. And I think that's really something for me, that when we didn't have money, I have a heart for giving, and I would give, anybody anything, the shirt off my back, literally, if they needed it. And when you don't have enough to cover your own life and your own expenses and to take care of you, it's actually really a selfish place to be. So when you start to have, more abundance in finances and that sort of stability, you you're able to give, and it feels really amazing. And then collectively, Plexus Ambassadors, one of the cool things that I've been able to be a part of, thanks to Plexus and the people that I've met through Plexus, several different ambassadors, we've come together and fully funded a Thrive Rescue Home in Thailand that rescues little boys and little girls out of the sex trade in Thailand. We did one group home and funded that really quickly, and then they actually were able to create a new home from that, and then we were able to sustain it on monthly donations, all through the generosity of Plexus Ambassadors. And these are not Emerald, Sapphire, and Diamonds making all this money. These are Plexus Ambassadors from all ranks, so silver and on up, people that just feel this heart for giving, and they have this extra income coming from Plexus, and they were able to pledge. And then we've had a few other ambassadors, because we did this first home, come along, and a few diamond ambassadors that said, hey, I'm just going to fund a completely, a whole nother home just by my Plexus paycheck. And they've done that, and it's amazing. So those are just, whatever you want to do, have impact on your world, the greater world at large, whatever it is, those dreams can become a reality with your Plexus paycheck. So I want to encourage you guys to dream big, and maybe you're where I was at and barely making it, and all you can think about right now is just getting your family to the next paycheck and keeping the roof over your family's head. And that's okay. If that's you and that's what you want to do, you can do that with Plexus. And then as you move along, or if you're even in a more stable place right now and you're thinking, hey, maybe a little extra would be nice, or I'm ready to go and I just want to earn that Hawaii trip for me and my family. Whatever it is, you can do it with Plexus. You've seen Amber, Rachel, and myself. We're nothing crazy special. Some of us are outgoing. Some of us are introverts. Some of us would never be caught dead talking to a stranger. It doesn't take a certain type. It doesn't take, a crazy, weird network marketing person. I think we're very different in Plexus. And so if you feel like you have a heart for helping people, wanting to see their health changed, or even wanting to help them financially, then Plexus is the place for you. So with that, I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I want to encourage you to get back with the person that invited you tonight, and turn the light back on, please. Guys, this is mom life. Turn the light back on, please. And if you're a busy mom, you can do this too. So I'll talk to y'all later. Have a great night.